Yeah, I'm not really sure how it comes out, to be honest. Yeah, whatever.
Your Tesla is locked now. Sentry mode activated.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. We have a super exciting video in store for y'all today. We are going to be installing these RGB daytime running lights. These are the 2.0 version. These are gonna sync with the ambient lighting in your Tesla. So that means when you change the color of your ambient lights, your DRLs are gonna change to match as well. So these were sent to us from Hansshow. We're gonna post a link in the description if you're interested in picking some up. There's also gonna be a coupon code that you can use to get 20% off. In addition to the lights, Hansshow also sent us these jack pads that come in this nice storage case. If you don't know, these jack pads are necessary anytime you're gonna jack up your car. So even if you're not gonna be doing this install, it's always a good idea to keep a set of jack pads handy in case you need to jack your car up. The Tesla has 4 pre-existing holes already on the bottom of the car, and these jack pads fit right into those holes. We're gonna post a link to these in the description as well. So if you've been following this channel for a while, you'll know that I have something very similar to these on my Dodge Charger, but these are actually gonna be a lot easier to install. These are plug and play, so we don't need to open the headlight. We don't need to cut, splice, or hardwire anything, which is gonna make it really easy to return to stock if I choose to do so in the future. Sometimes I like to change my DRL colors depending on how I'm feeling. And then you have some months, for example, April, where I leave my lights blue all month in support of autism awareness. So again, if you like how the lights turn out and you want to pick some up for yourself, make sure you click the link in the description and use code SHEFAST so you can get 20% off. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it.
All right, guys, so before we get started, I want to take a look at this just so we can kind of see some of the parts that we're going to be using here to connect it. I have it laid out on the table here as well. So we're starting out on the passenger side, and this is the LED module that's going to go on the passenger side, and then this is going to route up through the front and kind of across to the driver's side. So this will be the driver's side light, and this is the power module here. So we're going to unplug the current headlight plug, plug it into one side, and then plug the other side into the actual headlight. And this is the remote module here. So this is what's going to allow the color to change with the ambient lighting in the car. And we also have a trim panel removal tool. And we have some of this thermal grease that we're gonna need to install the lights. Then we have some Velcro tape here to be able to hold these pieces down. And so that's just kind of an overview. Now you are gonna need a T20 Torx bit to be able to unscrew the housing module for the LED. So we have our wheel chocks in place. We have our jack pads installed, and we're ready to go ahead and jack it up. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna be removing the front wheel. All right, guys, so now we have the wheel removed, and we need to remove this liner to give us access to the headlight. So there's a few tabs up here. So I'm just using this tool that I have here to go ahead and get these out. And just pop these out. All right, so this is what we need to remove right here. So it's a T20 Torx bit. There's 3 screws in here. This one was actually already pretty loose, so shouldn't be too much trouble getting these out as long as I can get an angle. I can feel one on the back right here, and then the other one's up top. So it's a pretty odd angle. All right, guys, so the last screw that's holding this piece down, because this part of the car right here kind of blocks access to that screw. We're gonna need a special tool to get in there. Shamelia went to Lowe's to see if she could pick something up. We're gonna try a mini ratchet, but that's a really, really tight angle. honestly, the easiest way to get that off would probably be to just remove the entire bumper. Y'all, I had to get Shamelia's little hands to get this part because that screw in the back is...
Yeah, I thought I wouldn't have to do no work, y'all.
All right, guys, so we got the third screw out. Now we just need to go ahead and pull this piece out. And it just slides out. So once you get it here, there's a black retaining clip that you're gonna need to remove and then unplug this. Looks like I push in on it like this. Yeah, there you go. So now we're gonna need to unscrew these and remove this LED, put the new one in, and then reinstall this side. So let's go ahead and bring this in the house and work on it. All right, so we're gonna use a T10 Torx bit to get these screws out. And now we just need to lift out this LED. It's not glued in there or anything. There's just some thermal paste on the back of it. All right, so you'll notice on the original one, hopefully you guys can see that, but right there, it says right. And on our new one, it has an R right there to indicate right. The driver's side one has an L right here for left side. So now we need to take some of this thermal grease right here. Go ahead and add some of that in there. Spread it around. And you want to make sure that you leave enough for the other side as well. So that should be good. And now we're going to lift up this seal right here and go ahead and install this. Then I'll take the rubber seal and put it back on so that these wires right here are going up under the seal. And now we're ready to go ahead and reinstall it. All right, guys, so now we're just gonna be reversing the process, and we're gonna start by putting the module back, plugging it in, putting the retainer clip back in, and putting the 3 screws in. But we also need to go ahead and route this wire. All right, guys, so for this, we have 4 bolts we're gonna need to remove. There's one here, one there, there's one here, and one there. Then we're gonna need to remove this, and also some pieces up here. All right, so now we need to remove this piece. This is just clipped in, it looks like. So that's how you remove this piece. I think. Yep. So I'm just gonna route the wire up through this area here into the front area. All right, so I have that wire routed up through here, and I just have it hanging loose for right now. So once I get this module reinstalled, I'm gonna go ahead and button down the fender well lining, put all that back on, put the wheel back on, lower it, back the car in so that I can take the wheel off on the other side and repeat this process. You're now on the driver's side and we have the wheel off. So rinse and repeat. We need to go ahead, get up here and get this module off. Again, the 3 screws, the one in the back is going to be a pain, but I think we know how to deal with it a little bit better this time, so hopefully it won't be too difficult to get it off. So let's go ahead, get this off, and then we'll install the next LED. All right, so now we have the driver's side wheel back on, and We're ready to go ahead and unplug the headlight. So you can see it a little bit down in there, that little hint of red. It's a little clip that we're gonna have to push in to go ahead and get this unplugged. There, boom. All right, so we have the headlight unplugged. Now we just need to connect this to the harness, and then we're gonna take the other end and plug that into the headlight. So that's plugged up. Go ahead and turn the headlights on. Let's see what we got. We do need to hook up the controller, but they should turn on. All right, so that's working. So now that we confirmed that the lights are working, we just need to go ahead and clean these wires up. We're gonna mount this, tie these wires up to here, just clean it up basically. And then we'll go ahead, reinstall the front, and we'll pull it out, and then the last thing we need to do is install the controller, and then we can test out the functionality and make sure that it's changing colors like it should. So I went ahead and routed the wire across here, down there. I have it taped under here. So everything's secure. And now we're ready to go ahead and reinstall the frunk. All right, guys, so now the last piece of the puzzle is going to be our controller here. So we're going to need to remove some weather stripping from up here and some of the dashboard pieces so that we can access the cable that we need to plug into. There's a clip in here holding this piece. So now we have access inside the car. All right, so it looks like this is the one that we're gonna be working with. So we just need to unplug this, and then we're gonna plug our connector in line. There we go. All right, so this is the one from the car. We're gonna plug that into here. And then we'll take this one and we'll plug this one into here. And we can see this lit up. Got the blue light, power's on. Let's see what the DRLs are doing. And you can see that they are purple, matching what's in the car. Let me see, they're red now. It's red inside the car, cycling through the different colors. So let's go ahead and get the control box mounted, and then we'll get all this tied back down. All right, guys, so inside the car, as you can see, we can go ahead and switch the colors around. So if we want to go up to red, we can do that. There's some presets too, so we can switch to blue. And you can see it's changing inside the car, obviously, but you can see it changing outside the car as well. So again here, if you wanted white, of course you can just hit that and that'll change it to white. So all right, so we'll pass it over to Shamelia and see what she thinks.
All right, y'all, so that is it for today's install video. I am so excited and happy to have my colorful lights back. Like, that was one thing that I really loved about my charger, was the lights. And now I got them back on the Tesla, and I could not be happier. They turned out great. Now, what I will say about the back of that housing, y'all, there's 3 screws on there, and one of them was a pain to get off. But this here was a lifesaver, and it got us through. This is a Milwaukee mini ratchet set. But once you get past that, everything else was very simple to swap out. There was no cutting, no splicing, no direct hard wiring. So super awesome. And it would be super easy, minus that one screw, to return to stock if I wanted to do so in the future. Shout out to Hansshow once again. Thank you so much for sending these lights to us to install and review. Love them, absolutely love them. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the notification bell so you can be notified the next time we post a video, because we do have more coming, okay? Thank y'all for watching. As always, thank you for your support. We'll see y'all in the next video.